Okay, here we are. It is the Oregon Coast Trail, day number 1. Here we are with the trail immediately behind us, the start of it. And we have our lovely host and driver, my good friend from high school, Sandra.
Campground.
I didn't know if you wanted me to say it or not. Okay. So Sandra, yes. So she was kind enough to pick us up at the Portland airport yesterday morning, host us for the evening, and then drive us up here to the start of the trail today. So here we are. We're about to get started. It's going to be a short day. It's about 5:03 now, and we have done 0 miles for the day so far, other than driving. So we're about to get started. So official thank you,
Yes,
Sandra.
you're welcome.
We just
Yes,
can't. It was great to catch up with you again, and hopefully we'll get to see you again next year when we pick up the PCT once more. So at least that's the goal. So all right. So we're going to saddle up here with our packs and get going for the rest of the day. All right. Thank you, and we'll talk to you soon. Okay, folks, we are 0.08 miles into the OCT, the Oregon Coast Trail. We just left the parking lot, came up here on top to the shore. It is a very different trail for us. We've never done anything like this before, so it should be exciting. Right up that way, the end of the land, going back this way, is the Columbia River. So that right up there on the other side is the inlet for the Columbia River out of the Pacific Ocean. So we're only going to do 3.5-ish miles today. We are getting, a late start. Obviously, we had about a 2-hour drive to get here, and so we're just going to go down and hit the hiker campground and stay there for the night. But should be a nice walk along the ocean here. From what we understand, the first 16 miles of this trail are all along the beach, so it should be gorgeous. All right, you ready, Java? Here we go. All right, here we are, the Oregon Coast Trail, day number 1 wrap up. It's
exhausted.
Yeah, whew, it was our 3.5 miles today on beach walk. I don't actually know how much elevation we did, but
Okay.
it was. Oh, I do actually. It was like
negative 13 feet of elevation when we were walking along the beach. So
yes, we were at negative elevation. Yes,
and then I think 50 feet.
I think we had somewhere around 50 feet.
At some
yes.
point.
Yeah, ascent. We have about 50 feet of ascent today. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So, yeah, it was exhausting. No, it was good though. So we left Portland this morning with this afternoon really.
Fine.
So we spent the last, as we said, the last day, 36 hours or so with friend Sandra Pankunis.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. So shout out to you. And she dropped us off here at the Fort Stevens State Park, which is a little bit north or
South of. She took us up. No, she
west.
took us up to the top.
Yeah, I know. Astoria.
Oh.
It's a little west, I think, and maybe north of Astoria, Oregon, and but definitely north of Portland, Oregon. And so dropped us off here this afternoon, and we got started. Mile 0 to mile 3.7. So anyway, it was it actually was fairly warm. There was a nice cool breeze, but I was sweating pretty good once we got it going.
It stilled a little bit more as we got closer to our end.
But yeah, I was sweating pretty good. But yeah, it was all right. So there were some people out on the beach, which was nice to see. We had one person ask us why we were walking down the beach with these big backpacks
Mile
on.
2. It took 2 miles.
That's right. So that was kind of interesting. Maybe I'll have to keep track of how many people ask us that. We got down here to the state park. We hiked in, and you'll see a little bit of video of our campsite. It's lovely. And they offer showers and toilets, potable water, all that good stuff. So it's really nice. But it is a state park. There are lots of families and RVs and tents
Noise.
and things like that, and noise.
After midnight does not apply here.
Yeah. Yeah, so
It's already past it.
there's a large group camping next to us. They're very nice, but they do have a lot of kids, very young kids. So
And now they're singing around a campfire.
there's
It's typical, however.
Yes, it's so we did move a little bit away just to give ourselves a little bit of a noise.
I feel like a
buffer, so
curmudgeon. I'm like,
it's-
"Rah, Dad,
yeah, we're gonna go to sleep. Get off of our lawn. So, but anyway, no, they did come over and apologize for the kids riding their bikes through our site. But so anyway, it's a great site. Anything else you want to say about today? We saw some birds, seagulls, and we saw some little I think like sanderlings or something. I wasn't able to identify them, at least yet, and some sand dollars. Saw a couple of those.
They were broken.
So, they were broken. Yeah. Yep. So we're seeing some very different stuff so far on this trail. Yeah, so I'm excited though.
Yeah, I am as well. It's just there's a learning curve involved,
Mm-hmm.
just because of where water is and where we can camp, and
Right.
there are a lot of comments in the app that we typically use for trails. So yeah, it's just kind of making it up as
we go.
kind of planning out a little bit.
Yeah.
You know,
We probably
for
spent
different reasons.
45 minutes just planning out the next 4 days or so.
Because of tides. I mean, there's a
tides.
couple places where we have to worry about low tide, high tide.
Right.
And that's going to make for short days. So it's kind of like the Sierras, as I mentioned. We're going to get to this pass and then climb it the next day. So
Yes.
we're going to get to this point and then do low tide and then the next morning kind of situation. So
Yeah, the tides are
that's
going to drive some of that.
Yeah. At
It's-
least for the first couple of days.
Right.
So
And also tides are going to drive just what we can see some days. So we may want to time some days just so that we can see some tide pools and
not have to walk inland. and
right,
things like
the
that.
ghost forest and things. Some of the things that Sandra was telling us about, because she has lived in this area for quite a while. So we're also grateful for that information so that we can look for those things. So yeah, tomorrow's a long day. We have almost 14 miles. So but again, we don't really know what that's going to look like yet, because it's mostly, I think in this case, beach walking. We don't know. Yes, it's flat. There's not elevation, but we don't really know what that's going to look like for us yet. So that'll be interesting, kind of as a first day. But we will go through the town of Gearhart. And then into Seaside, and so we're going to stay at a hiker hostel in Seaside tomorrow. That's going to be our first town that we will get to
on day 2.
on day 2, yes. There will be quite a few towns from what we understand. So looking to bring some different video content of what this trail is like for you, for anybody who might want to do it here in the future. So so we'll see. We're going to learn this together with you. So come along for the ride.
Oh,
it'll be fun. Yes.
Yeah.
So all right. Anything else you want to say?
Nope.
All right. That is day number 1. Woo! All right. We will see you tomorrow on day 2. Have a great night.
Good night.
All right. This evening we're staying at the Fort Stevens State Park Campground. This is just north of Astoria, Oregon. It's about 3.5 miles into the Oregon Coast Trail, and here they have a hiker-biker campground set up here. It's just this little area that we're looking at right here. A couple of picnic tables. You can see a few other tents around, things like that. And over there on the far side, they actually have this little kiosk where they have food lockers that you can put your food into, recharging station, things like that. Some stuff for bikers to work on their bikes, make repairs, things like that if you need to. So this is part of the larger campground here at the state park. So just off to my left are some families that are all camping here for this evening, but and a much larger beyond that as well. But this is just a space that's dedicated here for the any hikers and bikers. And of course, you know, we have regular state park amenities. We've got the not real bathhouse, but bathrooms here. Potable water, of course. Just down the way is a shower house. So you know, just a real quick look out here. It's just a regular campground out here for a state park. It's a really nice place. They let us stay here for just a few bucks per person, which is great, and use the showers for free, and electricity to charge, and all that good stuff. So it's great. Not too far away is a KOA, just a short walk, really. So we can actually go over there. They have laundry if we needed to, but since we just left Portland this morning, we don't need that. So so this is where we're staying for the night. Again, I'm not going to really show any families over there, but we'll probably get a little bit of video as we leave tomorrow morning here, just to show you what it's like leaving this space. So there you go. That's our tent there. Java over there doing her evening stretches and still trying to dry out our clothes. It's a little bit more humid here, damp than it was farther south where we were just where we just came from on the PCT. So things aren't drying out quite as quickly. So hopefully by the morning we'll be good to go. All right. Hope everyone is well. Have a good night.